Welcome to Expand Your Fempire with Caterina Rando, the podcast for women in business on a mission, sharing ideas to support you to grow, lead, and thrive. Now, here's your host, Caterina Rando.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Expand Your Fempire podcast. I am blessing to be with you because we are doing something different today. Today, you are going to have the privilege of listening to me coach my fabulous friend, Gail Scott, Reels, Instagram expert, podcast host, style, image extraordinaire, and an amazing woman who I want you to get to know better. Gail is blissing in her business. She is doing some new things, and we're going to coach her, or I'm going to coach her. You're going to listen, and we're going to see what excitement we can create for her in her business. Hi, Gail. Blessing to have you here.
Hello, my friend. I'm so excited to be here because anytime I get some of your advice, that is time well spent.
Thank you. Now, tell me, what is going on in your business that we want to shine the spotlight on today?
Well, it's funny that you said shine. The name of my consulting business is Shine On Image Consulting. And this is a new extension of what I've been doing for a very long time. And it's also a desire by me to be able to monetize things that I've been doing for free. And I'm sure a lot of women can relate to that. I've been in the beauty business for a long time, but it really gave my customers and clients more than what they even asked for or that, they were expecting from me. And I've always just been that girl. And so when the pandemic started and I had to shift to social media, I went out there and paid to get the help I needed. And then I realized I was going and giving what I had paid for and what I had learned myself and what I had developed to a lot of people for free. And people kept telling me, no, you need to be coaching, consulting, you need to be doing the things. I'm like, no. But then I realized that they had a point because the more people I talked to, I realized I had some marketable skills in that arena. I had a critical eye for color, for graphics, for positioning on the page, all those kind of things. And so in the last several months, I have launched that as an extension of my business. And then, of course, we have the podcast going. But let's talk about Shine On today, because that's really where I want to focus.
One of the guiding principles by which I encourage all of us to run our business is generosity. I do not believe that you hold it all back. At the same time, when you share everything you've got, you do it one to many. And Gail, that's what I want you to do. I want you to do more speaking. I want you to do more teaching. And then when we work with people one-on-one with your coaching, with your consulting, that's when it's personalized to them. It's customized for their situation. And absolutely, you want to be charging for it. And how is it going at charging people for your consulting?
It's going well. The feedback has been that they got way more than they paid for. Some of my first several have all, I believe, most have extended our time together or added on other services because I work from a services menu where I have a kind of a program. If they want kind of help with everything, we do that and it's a certain amount of time, but then sometimes they come back and say, well, I need more intensive help with just my personal image.
Great. Okay, good. So one of the things I want to make sure you and everybody embraces as also another guiding principle is we're looking for long-term and lifelong clients, not just one session or two sessions or three sessions clients. One of the things that is so wonderful about image services, about serving people from a style perspective, is that there can be the getting started package, there can be the image upgrade package, and then there can be the master your image package, I'll call it, which is maybe even a year-long program. Now, I share that with you, Gail, because I know that you are good at sales. What I want to see you selling more of is I want to see you selling more mentoring packages, not just let me teach you some stuff. Okay. Because the goal is not just to teach stuff. The goal is to support our clients in mastering stuff. Well, I know I would love to see it from you. I would love to see a group program after people have done some individual work with you, but then now we have to move them towards mastery. How do we do that? By them doing it over and over and over. But what a group program does, okay, my friend, super tip alert, is a group program gives them ongoing support, ongoing guidance, a structure that keeps them focused, that builds momentum, that creates accountability. And then guess what else they're going to get from you every week? Encouragement. And they're going to get the community of being together with like-minded, like-hearted women. What do you think about that?
I am finding that some people need to work with me for longer periods and they want to circle back. They put into action the things I've taught them and given them. And I do very much go with a teaching approach, but it is very highly customized to them. So sometimes they're putting into practice what I've taught them, and then maybe 6 weeks later, they want to circle back, or I see some things that they're doing because I kind of know what my clients are doing because a lot of it's on social media. So that's a really cool thing. I'm able to circle back and tell them other things I'm seeing, and they'll schedule more time with me. So I do like that, and maybe like a club or a membership where I could update them regularly and they could check in with me regularly. So I like the sound of that. I will tell you, and I think this is giving a surprise to you, I really struggled with pricing because I'm that girl, I'm an Enneagram 8, and the most devastating thing to me would be if anyone ever felt like it wasn't worth the price. That would be the worst thing they could say to me. I know people say, well, you sell it a few times and increase your price. I hear a lot of coaching gurus, increase your price. And I'm like, well, I didn't increase my value or my content yet. Why am I increasing my price? So that's an area that I struggle with because I've never been the person that just wanted to get the money. I want my clients to be really, really happy and connected to me.
That's beautiful, Gail. And that's what I want too. I want your clients to get massive value. I want them to want to keep coming back. I want them to feel like they got more than you promised. I want them to feel like they got more than their investment. Absolutely. At the same time, there's nothing wrong with increasing your prices as you get busier or your calendar gets more full or your schedule gets more full. Here's the other thing to know. The more you teach, the better you get. The more you focus on being an expert in your area, the better you get. And the more the marketplace sees the great results you're getting for your clients. You want to charge a fee that you feel a little bit uncomfortable about. It's got to be not super exorbitant, but it's a little bit uncomfortable because you want to grow into it. You want to get more and more. The more you say it, the more comfortable you're going to get saying it. Okay, here's my favorite thing about pricing. You want to hear, my friend? Okay, there's the price. Then there's the early bird price, but there's something before that called the pre-publication price. So for example, right now I'm selling my Thrive with Women's Retreats certified leader program that we're starting in a few months. Before I even launch it in the marketplace, I'm talking to all my clients about it that I think would be a good match. And I'm telling them when they join before the end of the month, they're going to get an extra discount. So that is something that creates urgency because discounts, bonuses, and better yet, both create urgency. And so we want to look at this type of, I'll call it tiered pricing, where you can have the people you personally invite, they get the best price because guess what? Especially when you launch your new group program, all you're going to want is some new people in the door. Once they get in the door, then you have the early bird price and you have the regular price, which of course is higher. What do you think about that?
I did have an early bird price for my makeup workshop intensive, and that did encourage some people to go ahead and get in, and also a limited seating because I did want that to be personal. Plus, we all know in sales, limited is a word that makes people move, but it really was limited. I wasn't just making that up. I'm not that girl. I just can't say things that aren't true, but I only wanted to work with a small handful because it's going to be very personalized. And I've noticed you have the people that sign up the minute you put it out there. Then you have the people that sign up right before a deadline. And then you have the people at the last minute that you say, today is really the last day. So I'd love some help on getting people in between those deadlines.
Okay, so let me make a distinction. What you're talking about right now is getting people to come to your workshop, which of course, yes, early bird is great. What I'm talking about is at the workshop, you're going to offer the next thing, guiding principle alert. At the thing, you always offer the next thing, right? And so I want to know what you're going to offer at your workshop as the next thing. Let me ask that question, and then we could talk about enrollment.
Well, I like your idea of a club or a membership, and I think I could have two different ones. I could have one that dealt with social media, and I could have one that just dealt with image and appearance. Because every season there's something new. There's always new trends. There's always new products. And who doesn't want a seasonal update? So I think a membership where we met at least quarterly, maybe monthly, that could be very helpful to these ladies to come in and update their look. So I guess I need to start working on that.
Okay, good. Because the thing is, my friend, you're going to have all these ladies at your makeup class. They're going to get massive value. And then what are you going to do? Say, thank you very much? No, you want to offer the next thing. Because remember, our goal is not just to educate, it's to support them in moving towards mastery. And so what does that take? It takes experience. It takes time with you, ongoing support, ongoing guidance. And by the way, those are some of the things you want to talk about to invite them to join your membership. And let me just repeat those because you're going to talk about this in your offer. I'm going to do a practice offer for you right now. Can I do that? Okay.
Sure.
Okay, here it is. You say, hey, my friends, you've been with me. Have you gotten some value today? They're going to say, yes, of course, I got so much value. Great. Today you've learned some things and I want you to go home and I want you to practice these things. But you know what? You're probably going to have some questions and you're going to want some ongoing support. And after you do this, you might realize there's some more things you want to upgrade. And so you're going to need some ongoing guidance. And this is why I want to invite you to join my Shine Out Loud, or whatever you want to call it, my friend, membership or group program. Because what we're going to do is we're going to meet twice a month and we're going to focus on this, this, and this. And every time you come, you're going to get ongoing support, ongoing guidance, focus, accountability, encouragement. And the best part, you're going to be with other amazing women just like you who are also looking to upgrade their image. Gail, what I want to say to you is we want to emphasize these different things because sometimes people think it's just about the education. And that's what I call the myth of the seminar. Hey, you learned some stuff, but when we have the ladies with us at our workshops, we've got to educate them that they want ongoing support. And that's where you're going to introduce your membership, or you might call it a upgrade your style or Shine Out Loud program for 3 months.
I like this idea because the essence of what I do is changing, and people cannot master all that I'm going to teach them in one sitting. It's impossible. And especially if they don't sit down with their notes the next morning and dive right in. So they're going to come back with questions. Also, just the nature of what I do when I'm teaching one person and I'm helping one person, it helps everybody else in the group because no doubt they've had similar questions, or they didn't even know it was a question. That's what happens in my business a lot. They didn't even know it was an issue. They didn't even realize what was wrong until they see it done correctly. So I think there could be a lot of merit to that. I think all your listeners need to book me while I'm still cheap. Caterina.
Exactly.
Hurry now.
Exactly. Well, here's the thing, Gail. I'm going to call them group programs because the thing about a membership is it kind of doesn't have a end date. It's like $25 a month or whatever it is. And what I want to encourage everybody to do is start with a small time commitment. Okay. Because the bigger the time commitment and the bigger the dollar amount, the harder whatever it is to sell. With a lower time commitment and a lower dollar amount, that's an easier yes. So rather than saying join my membership, which might give the idea of between now and infinity, what if you said join my 4-week, 6-week upgrade your style program? And then of course, Gail, at the end of those 6 weeks, you're going to invite them into your longer mentorship program. And here's what I want to say about you, because we've talked today about the style part of it. There's the fit, the color, the makeup, the appearance. What I want you to know is that women buy clarity. So that's you're teaching them stuff, right? They also buy confidence, which you, my friend, have in droves. I haven't heard you call yourself a confidence coach. I'm not saying that you have to be a confidence coach. Part of what I would like to see you teaching is confidence or helping women boost their confidence, because it's not just about appearance. It's about behavior. It's about communication, which you're so good at. And the third thing that women buy, community, connection, clarity, confidence, community. These are three things that women buy. Now, it's not the only three things women buy. And sometimes women don't show up saying, I want to buy some community. But when they come and they're with you, they get community, and that keeps them coming back. And part of what they're going to get from you is the encouragement in the community, and that will also keep them coming back. What are your thoughts based on what I've shared with you?
Oh, I absolutely agree about community. And I think when you are teaching someone something and they find others have the same struggle, that bonds them together and it makes everyone more comfortable. And as you move that entire group along, they're going to feed off each other and feed off you to grow that confidence. So I totally get that and totally agree. Teaching confidence, I definitely have some things to say about that and love to help people grow in their confidence. And that's part of what I do, because people sometimes don't realize how much their image is holding them back, how much there's a disconnect between the way they're showing up, even down to their posture, and what they're trying to sell or market or do. And when there's a disconnect, you lose potential clients because they're going to say something's not adding up here. And I know I'm an Enneagram 8. I shop with that very critical eye. So if anything in your quote unquote funnel or your lead generation situation, if there's a place there that there's a drop, or there's a place I have to stop and ask if you really know what you're talking about, or if this is the same person, or what does she really do, then you're likely to lose me. So I really have a desire to help women with that. Now that we're working in this type of environment with social media, they've got to make those smooth transitions. And that's part of their confidence, is knowing that everything's going to be gelled together. I'm not sure what else we call that, but that's what I'm trying to do here with women.
What we call that, Gail, is congruency. What you're saying is that their physical appearance matches what their brand is, matches the words that come out of their mouth, that their message, their appearance, their branding, that it's all congruent, and that builds trust. And
definitely the branding. But everything I do is not working on people's face. I just want everybody to understand that, because it comes down to a full suite of how you put yourself out there. And I'll see women who are marketing to midlife women, and they'll put out graphics with tiny little font. And I'm like, I'm a midlife woman. I have all my readers and I can't read this. What in the world would make you put this out there for midlife women? It's not only not going to get me, it's insulting. So I have an eye for even little things like that people don't even think of. So I love the idea of helping them with that. And I love that word, that congruency. Thanks for that word.
You're welcome. And that's important to have trust in the marketplace, which is what we need for people to be a yes to work with us. Okay, Gail, tell me what you're going to do based on our time together today.
The first thing is probably going to look towards the group situations, because I know that anyone who is in this type of industry, that's where you need to move to. I hadn't really given that a long-term thought about the image part. I had really been more of a, here's the menu, eat, and I'll see you next time you're hungry, rather than let's just feed you all along and get you on a good diet program. I know you're banging your head up against the desk, aren't you? But you know me, I'm not here to take advantage. I just really want to be really integral about everything I do here and want my clients to be super happy. But you've given me a lot of thought about, that continued support. That does make people happy.
Right. And the thing is, Gail, I want to be very clear. I mean, how many times have we taken a class or a consulting hour or something, and then we got some value, but it didn't create massive change? There's a difference between learning and creating massive change. To create massive change, we need that ongoing support, that ongoing guidance, the structure, the repeated connection, the encouragement, the community. And that's what's going to help your clients create massive change. So please don't see it like you're taking advantage, because it's actually the opposite. They're going to get better results when they're having ongoing support.
Yeah, and I can see that, especially in what I do. People need to often see it again or hear it again, or they need to try it and then let me critique their new point, their new landing spot.
Right.
Okay, I did it and this is where I am now. Okay, how we take this from good to great.
Right.
So I definitely see the value in this. I just, Caterina, and this might be something good for you to speak into as our final moments close here, is I see so many people out there just going for the money grab. And you see that they're not qualified for what they're doing.
Right.
And they're just always just grabbing that money. And when I decided to step into this space, I was just so attuned to that and didn't want to be that girl.
Right.
So what would you say to me about that and other women who are feeling this way? Because we see so many con people. I just worked with a girl this week who'd had professional portraits made and they were terrible. She'd paid a lot of money. She'd also paid someone for a LinkedIn banner page in which her picture, her hand was amputated. I don't mean it faded off. I mean, amputated, like, remember when you were a child and you went into stores and you would bump into the mannequin and its hand fell off? And she paid someone for that. And I try to be gentle in my critiques because I know people have paid for that. But those are the kind of things I'm seeing out there that I'm fixing for other people. And it's kind of heartbreaking. So I just want to make sure I don't get mixed in with that crowd.
Gail, you're not at any risk of getting mixed in with that crowd because you have a commitment to integrity, to being of service. And, I have heard so many stories of people making big investments and not getting ROI. I don't think you're at risk of that. And let me tell you, over the years, there's been a couple of times when somebody has said, oh, I wasn't happy with XYZ. And what do? I make it right. Okay. Now, fortunately, 99.9% of the people are blissing and reporting more value than they anticipated. But there's always going to be mamas that are not 100% happy. And our job is to do what we can do to provide the value that they were looking for. Part of it, too, is to be discerning about who we take on as clients, because not everyone is our ideal client. And there are many people that I have said, you're not the right match for me right now, in a gracious and gentle way. Send them to the free resources and perhaps direct them to another person who is better suited to serve them. And again, when we're not operating only for the dollars, when we're operating to be genuinely of service, we will only work with those people that we know we can serve. And that's where I know you're coming from. And that's why I trust, Gail, that you will be super successful at doing your thing. I am blessing to watch you soar and shine and be of service. Yay.
I'm enjoying it. And I always love your input. You're so wise. And you've been in this game for a very, very long time. So all your words are gold. And I appreciate you. But I also appreciate your support. You're just warm, genuine support of other women. It means a lot.
My friend, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm blessing to have had you this time with you. Thank you for your kind words, and go get busy because I'm watching to see if you do what you said you were going to do. Bing, bing, bing.
It's going to happen.
Here's what I want to remind you of. You have massive value to bring. You have dreams. You have goals. Action is the antidote to whatever ails you between where you are and where you want to be. Take our discussion today. Consider which of these things we've discussed will support you in getting more in action. Join me for our next workshop. Please go to CaterinaRando.com/events to see what we have coming up. I'm here to support you to sell more, speak more, serve more, and most importantly, to uplift more lives with your amazing self and your amazing business. Bing, bing, bing. Love to you. Can't wait to be with you again. Connect with me. Reach out anytime because I got way more value for you. And I'd love to connect with you and watch you thrive.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Expand Your Fempire with Caterina Rando.